Welcome to the Sunday School Minute, a micro podcast designed to push your Sunday school to the next level. I'm Eric Stender, here to help you dream big, plan well, and inspire the next generation. Let's dive in. It's Sunday school, but shorter and for leaders. But today we're going to talk about setting some goals. And I want you to look back at Nehemiah. Nehemiah had gotten word that things in Jerusalem were a mess. The Bible actually says in Nehemiah 1 that he wept. He knew something was wrong. He knew he could do something about it. So maybe you're in a place where you can do something about it. Maybe you're in a place where you can look back and say, you know what? Things didn't go as well as they could have last year. Things didn't go as well as they could have last week or last month. And it's time to set some goals, make some changes, and do something different. So Nehemiah made a goal to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. He set a plan. He rallied the people together. He didn't let distractions or oppositions get in the way. In just 52 days, he accomplished something incredible. But Nehemiah didn't do it alone. He sought God's guidance. He divided the work among the people, and he kept everyone focused. So what can you do? First, seek God's guidance. See, is there anyone else you can split the workload with? Is there anyone else who can help you to get some work done? Is there anyone else you can share your goals with and help keep you accountable? And what I want you to do is I want you to look back at last year. What worked? What didn't? What didn't go as planned? What should have been better? Last year, we had this amazing idea. We wanted to create something called Family Sunday. But we wanted to do it with bounce houses. We wanted to have a dunk tank. We wanted a candy cotton station. We wanted a cotton candy station. We wanted slushies. We wanted the works. It was a great idea. We looked at the calendar. Best time to do it was in just 3 weeks. Oh boy. So we got to work. We split up the tasks and we made it happen. We got a dunk tank. We got a cotton candy machine. We got slushies. We got bounce houses. Everything was in place. We were set for success. Or so we thought. Pastor preaches a fantastic message. Sunday school goes off without any problems. We go outside. Oh yeah. I forgot to have somebody turn on the blowers to the bounce houses. So we all sat there and we waited and waited and waited for those bounce houses to refill with air. When you got that many kids staring at you, it feels like eternity. That was something we could have done better, and all we had to do was look at the detail. So think back to last year. What details did you miss? What can you improve on? What can you do differently? I want you to set a goal, a big goal, one that feels just out of reach. And I want you to figure out, what does it take to get there? Too often we set these goals that are way out there in lofty land, and we never think about the detail, the little steps it takes to make that goal a reality. Imagine you're setting out on a road trip, and you know it's going to be a long drive. So you need to plan to stop for food. You need to plan to stop for gas. You need to plan to stop and just get out of the car for a minute so you don't go crazy with everyone in the back seat screaming, "Are we there yet?" So this summer, my family went to Branson, Missouri. It's like a 12-hour drive from here, something like that, 12, 14 hours, I don't remember. But we made sure we planned on the way to stop about halfway there at some place where they said they had the world's largest wooden rocking chair. And it was huge. They also had the world's largest ruler, largest pencil, largest mailbox. It was this tiny little city filled with the world's largest X, Y, and Z. We made lots of memories. It was actually one of the funnest parts of our trip in Branson. And it wasn't even in Branson. It was on the way there. So don't forget, when you're trying to accomplish those big goals, celebrate the little victories along the way. Celebrate the small wins, because each step you take is one step closer to achieving that larger goal. Once you have your goal, once you have your plan, you have your roadmap, and you know how you're going to get there, you know the big picture, and you know all the little pieces on the way there, and then it's time to get moving. And sometimes getting moving is the hardest part. But whatever your goal is, whatever you're setting out to do, make sure you start moving. Take that first step. Take that leap of faith. Do something to move towards your goal. Maybe your goal is to fill a van load of kids. Well, the steps you're going to have to take is get out there and knock on some doors. And it might be hard to knock on that first door, but once you do it, it's not so bad. Maybe you want to learn a new skill. Maybe you want to learn something like balloon animals. Actually, even to this day, there's only a couple balloon animals I can make. I can make a dog. I can make a sword. I can make a Tommy gun. And kids still love getting a sword or a dog or whatever when we do balloon animals. But maybe your goal is to learn something new. Do it. Learn something new. Get on YouTube. Get on a podcast. Find some way to learn that skill. Don't just think about it. Do it. Maybe your goal is to find a new way to teach an old lesson. Last year, I wanted to teach the Christmas story, but in a different way. I spent 3 weeks crafting a theme around detectives. I set up clues for the kids to dive into prophecies, leading the students to figure out the mystery of who is this baby boy in the manger. And in the end, they find out the baby boy is the God from heaven, and that God loves them, and He is the one true living God, and He has a plan and a purpose for their life. Maybe your goal is to find someone to mentor. Find somebody. Don't just talk about how someone needs to be mentoring little Jimmy. Maybe you're little Jimmy's mentor. Maybe you're the person who can make the biggest impact on his life. But maybe your whole goal is you're going to start looking at your Sunday school material sooner than Saturday evening. Point is, you have to start. So there it is. Reflect on last year. Set a goal. Break it down and start moving. That's how you turn small steps into big impacts. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Sunday School Minute.